That should be good to go. Okie dokie. Hello everyone. My name is Dew, and I'm going to be playing an FPS today called, what did we call this?
Keep your
Keep your
promises
promises,
and
do your
do
due.
your duty, yeah.
Dang. Okay. Yeah, my name is Dew, and I jazz hands at my friend, who is playing with me today.
Hi, I'm Whis. I'm playing Chifley.
Yay! We love him. We miss him. I've kept him in law hell for about a year. I'm letting the boy loose and
That's,
freeing him from his chains.
that's okay.
Um.
It
Also, this
happens.
won't make any sense. Yeah, it does happen. Um, this won't make any sense unless you listen to Parent Trap. I would recommend you listen to both one and two for at least some context of what the hell is going on here. Or you're going to be very confused.
Mm.
Um, oh, I'm going to be playing Lao, by the way, if that wasn't clear, and maybe a few others.
Mm.
But yeah. So this takes place after Parent Trap 2, where after a lovely little, definitely not argument with I'd say disagreement with subtle. Um, Lao has kind of walked away from that whole engagement with Sol and the wonderful bundle on Sol's back that we call his mother. Um, and last I knew, Chifley was just following him.
Oh yeah, he is sticking to Lao like glue. Like he's like, no, I'm not going to take any risks, especially with the shit she was saying. So I'm just going to stay directly to the left of Lao, possibly slightly a step behind, at all times until we figure this shit out.
Um, cool. On your way home, would Chifley roll an insight?
I can do that.
You can try. I look at your dice.
See, the convention dice, which I choose to give to my players at the role playing convention I run, is
Mhm.
is on point straight off the bat. That is an 18 on the die.
Very
So infinitely better than anything I was getting on the weekend.
good.
Plus, yeah, that's a 26.
Okay, yeah, with the 26, Lao's not that hard to read
Mhm.
right now. You heard the things that Subtle said to him during the little spat, and he is still visibly ruffled by that.
Mhm.
Annoyed, angry, perturbed. Um, his outline is also doing that spiky little thing it does when he's annoyed or
Mhm.
angry or experiencing violent negative emotions.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, he's not a very happy man at the minute. But you do see that his outline's a bit smeared as well, so he's also upset. Like it's not just anger; there's like a bit of genuine hurt in there.
Mm. Yeah. Okay. I think Chiff will close the minute distance that there was, so he's right beside Lao, and just sort of put his hand on Lao's shoulder for just for a second, so that's like a comforting motion, but also like getting Lao's attention, and just go, "Are you okay?"
Um, you touch his shoulder, and you get like a brief prickle against your hand before it smooths out. I'm as alright as I can be. I mean, I and he stops and he looks up at Sol and the bundle on their back. We Can we get back before we discuss anything like this?
Yeah, that's fine.
Um, he reaches up and he like Do you say Chifley removed his hand?
Oh, I think if it felt like Lao was going to pull away, like he did earlier, then he would sort of preemptively move his hand away, but like he'll just sort of keep it there, but really lightly, so it was easy to be brushed off, you know.
Okay. Then Lau probably reaches back and like feels around where your hand is and just gives it like a couple of taps for letting go and heading onwards home.
Mm.
Um, do I even dare roll this for her? Probably not. No, I'd need to roll something else first. Give me a second. I didn't think to get her dice out because Rabia at the minute is experiencing things she wishes she weren't.
It's going to be quite a mixed experience for Rabia, I feel. Because, like,
Having a bit of a time.
yes.
So, there we go. What is that? Oh, okay. Okay. Fine. I will leave that there. Um. Okay. So we'll skip ahead. A couple through the montage of getting home.
Mm-hmm.
Lao enters as Soul enter first. Actually, no. Lao enters first, then Soul, and then he looks at you to bring up the rear as you enter.
Yeah.
Cool.
He'll do that. His
Um,
hair is still mostly white, but like even though they had that 4 hours that Chiff was sitting around to wait for Lau to come back and all that, his hair is still like half white. So the white comes at maybe his ear level, so his whole braid is still white. And he's still sort of occasionally rubbing at his chest because even though Subtle pumped some cure wounds into him, he still kind of aches. He did take huge fuck off chains to the chest.
sure did. Just rolled a quick perception, and Lao just rolled like shit. But do you think a 9 is good enough to notice that his hair is not looking too hot?
I mean, it is a very stark difference in color because his hair is usually that sort of dusty, dark teal kind of color. And yeah, it's always got the little white tips, but the whole braid to be white, yeah, it's kind of noticeable. He might not notice Chiff's clothes being scuffed up or the way that he's moving so much, but the color difference, absolutely. I think a 9 would totally do it.
Okay. Lao is, as he looks back, he's just gonna squint a little and shake his head. Move Soul into the front room. If you wouldn't mind just could you, and he gestures towards the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can make some tea. That's fine. And
Thank you.
he'll toddle in.
Cool. Let me roll some more things. No, I need to roll that in. Oh, that's much better. Okay. Where are you? Oh, that's your charisma. Okay. I mean, it doesn't matter, but still. Okay. So yeah, while you're in the kitchen, you hear Lao shuffle about, muttering some things. And by the time you finish making the tea and come back in, you see that uh, the topiary sofa that you usually that Sol and Lao usually occupy has become very, very hazardous. There are no more seating spots. It is just bush, and there is like all you can see are like Rabia's head and feet. She is enveloped in bush.
Oh my god. I think Tiff will just take a few seconds to look at that and then wander over with the tea. I feel like he probably puts it on a tray because he will just reduce the temperature of the tea too much. But have the tea on the tray and walking over to Lao while still sort of half looking at Rabia in the bush, and just sort of goes, your control over the furniture of this apartment is always astounding, no matter how many times I see it.
I mean, I should hope I have some control over my own house, considering I grew the damn thing. You see the bush kind of shudder at that.
Yeah, Chef will just give a small little chuckle and offer the tea to Lao. Not everybody makes their own homes that way.
True. But you can personalize your living space, make it more comfortable for yourself, and I suppose you should. He takes the tea. He hasn't sipped from it yet. He just kind of holds it and is staring at Rabia before he turns his head away from her and makes a little. He goes over to one of the floating ledges around the edge of the room, puts his tea on there, and then he kind of beckons you over.
He'll come over.
Right, give me a second, because I thought he had this spell. I remember him having this spell, but it seems like it's just disappeared. There we go. So Lao is okay. He's gonna whisper to Chifley. Before we discuss anything, I wanted to make sure that you were comfortable with me casting a spell to prevent any eavesdropping.
Yeah, that's fine. And he gives a little nod.
Lao's gonna roll insight.
Okay.
God damn it! Why like this? Where are you? That's a 17.
Okay, yeah, 17. Which spell is Lao talking about?
He would probably mention silence.
Yeah. Okay. As expected, Chif gets a little uncomfortable with silence. But like, given the implication was that they would be having a conversation, it would not be resulting in Chif being deaf. So it would probably be okay. He's trying not to be a wuss about it, I suppose, is the best way to put it.
Oh. Right, cast the spell to do that. Is impossible there. Right, hang on. I am checking things. I'm checking the terms and conditions of silence.
Mm.
Okay. I, I want to make sure that she's in view so that she doesn't manage to wriggle away whilst we're chatting, but I'm not sure where exactly would be big enough, both to contain her and also to make it more comfortable.
I can just do my best and try not to let it get to me too much.
Lao's outline wriggles again, gets a little spiky and a little smudgy. No, that's not. He looks at Rabia, and then he looks at the doorways, and I'm going to try and limit the field a bit, so it's not. Usually it's about 20 foot, but I'll try and make it smaller. And then he sort of gestures for Chifley to head back into the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. You know, Chif will put a like his hand on Lao's shoulder in something like a good luck kind of squeeze, and then head into the kitchen. But he's like sort of standing in line of the doorways because he kind of still wants to be paying attention to what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Now, the dog has just kind of been sitting behind the sofa, with their head on the top of the bush, and Sol, Lao just Sol, I want you to stay there, keep an eye on her. And then I'm gonna roll, I guess, spellcasting to see how well he does it.
Mm.
Um, well, that's a 17 plus 7, so
Oh, pretty damn good.
20. Okay, so I'd say it probably takes some grunting and a bit of effort, but eventually, you can probably hear like a pop, uh, as something shows up. You can feel the magic of the absence of
Mm.
soundtrack around a certain area. Um, and Lau comes back into the kitchen, which
Mm-hmm.
has a very clear view of the bush,
Mm-hmm.
because I love how Lau's house has no doors except for his bedroom, which isn't even really a door.
Yeah.
Um, and you have line of sight with the bush that is now at least 10 foot away.
Yep.
And he comes up to the table, puts his drink down, sighs, and just slumps over the tabletop.
Chif is going to just sort of pull up a seat beside him, and yeah, it's been a long day for you as well, huh?
I think it's been eventful. Um, he looks over at Chifley. You're, how are you? How are you holding up?
I still ache. Subtle already used some healing magic, so I'm hoping that I'll be right in the morning.
What do you mean you were injured? And Lao, suddenly a bit more alert. He's going to roll a medicine check. Wow, you're bad at this, boy. Look at my cleric and his absolute shit with clericing.
Like I'm happy for him to have advantage because he's square zoning in on this, should he need.
Do you want to know what the advantage got me?
Was it worse?
One more point.
And look, every little bit helps.
It was either a 14. It was a 14 or a 15, and he got 15.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, so having now zeroed in on Chifley, he can sort of see how the results of the impact, not only like to Chif's chest, but where he clearly hit the dirt. And like if Lao is getting up and like actually physically manhandling Chifley, which Chif will not protest to because he knows he can't stop Lao even if he tried to. Yeah, he can feel the ribs are sort of have been healed because of healing magic, but like it bruised at the very least. Yeah, so for mechanical context, with that attack that he got, well, the chains, that did over half his health in one go. And the 2 efforts of Cure Wounds got him up, so he is now only missing a quarter of his health.
Lao does not like that. And he starts to mutter in another language. One that you do know is a mix of Orcish and Dwarven, and one that you definitely know are a bunch of swears.
Yeah.
And he is going to cast a spell. What spell is he going to cast? Oh no! Oh wait, hang on. I think he can. Let me just double check because I think he had twin spell, so he should be able to cast 2 at a time. Buddy, you do have twin spell somewhere. I'm pretty sure you do. Do I not? Do you not have twin spell? I thought you did.
As long as you're not casting another concentration spell, you're fine to do a second one.
Okay. I was under the impression if you're concentrating on one, then you're concentrating on one. Oh no, there we go. Dual focused. Oh yeah, it's both concentration. Okay, that's fine. In which case he is.
At least I think that's how it goes.
No, yeah, you are correct.
Yeah.
Why'd you have so many spells, boy?
Clerics.
Oh, I should play a barbarian at some point, just so I can bonker.
They are fun. That's someone else
Yeah.
I haven't
Yes,
played in an
absolutely.
age. It's Pepper and Matt, my barbarians.
Head empty, no thoughts. Right, okay. I need my d8s. Where are they? Oh, that's not a d8. That's a d10. We'll discount those rolls. Let's do that again. Okay. Not okay. So you're going to get back 26 points of healing.
Oh, perfect.
Because Lau's going to lay hands on you. Um, and you feel, as you get healed, you feel like you almost taste like something charcoaly in the back of your mouth as he does this. Once he does that, he sits back and he takes a deep breath and slumps in his chair. And I'm just going to make a note of this. Oh, okay. And Lau slumps back and he looks a bit more tired.
Chifley does visibly relax now that he is fully healed up. And he's just sort of lean over so that he and Lau's shoulders are pressing into one another, and he just goes, "Thanks. You didn't have to do that."
Of course I did. And he slumps back into Jeffrey's shoulder. You and Double and Drew and Rabia all worked very hard. You you helped me do this. It would be the least I could do to help you when you need it.
Chif just sort of smiles very fondly and then kind of glances over in her direction and then back at Lao and then, "How long have you been chasing her for?"
Um, Now, closes his eyes. Probably about half my life now, roughly.
That's a long time.
Yes, well, when you make an oath like I do, you don't really tap out that sort of thing. I think the saying is, go big or go home. Except I can't go home.
Hmm. Do you want to know what she told us?
I'd be lying if I said I didn't, but I would be foolish to want to know. As I've said, she's a liar.
I know. But I cast Zone of Truth on her. So, the things she said, at the very least, she believes them to be true.
Lao sits out of his slump. She allowed that?
She asked for it. And I could tell she didn't resist it. Not successfully. It took.
Mm-hmm. Lao takes a sip. If you asked for it, and I'm even less inclined to trust what she has to say. If you're so willing to, if someone is so willing to tell the truth, then it's usually because they know exactly how to twist it. They know how to wield it like a knife.
It was very frustrating. I'm not gonna lie about that. She's very good at talking in circles. But under the effects of that spell, she couldn't deliberately, actively tell a lie. So, at least as far as she believes, there's some truth to the essence of what she was saying. And how we interpret it is gonna be up to us.
I mean, I'm gonna make Lao. No, I'm not gonna make Lao roll this. Um, he's gonna sit. He's gonna take a sip of his tea. He's gonna stop and he's gonna nudge Chifley's ice cold mug.
Chiv will have a sip.
And stare into space for a second. If you really want to say, I suppose I won't say no, but I'm not. I'll say I'll believe whatever it is she has to say, whatever it is she tried to convey to you.
The biggest one was probably the one of the most concern, and the one she would give no details on. And I also got the impression that she believed that things would go really badly if she let me press. But countless times over, she said that if we let you take her back, that something would happen and you would die from it. And when we said that we wouldn't let it happen, she said that we're mortal, and so we can't do anything to change it.
Hmm. Lao continues to stare off into space and slowly tilts his head back towards the archway, where you can now clearly see that Sol is lying lengthways across the bush. You can no longer see Rabia's head.
Fair.
Um, Give me if I don't put much stock in that. That's far too vague for me to take any somewhat seriously.
It was the frequency in which she said it. Whenever we tried to get more details, she just kept coming back to, if you let him take me, Lao will die. Over and over again. And I even tried to ask her anything else, like which part of that is requirement, you going back or her going back or both of you at the same time, and she just wouldn't give it. And it's part of why Subtle and Drew were so agitated. She's very good at getting under people's skin, I guess.
I mean, I could have told you that. In fact, I'm almost certain I did tell you that. But
there's being told and then experiencing it.
Well, yes, it's an experience.
But that was the main thing.
I mean, and anything else apart from the death threats?
She implied rather heavily that we weren't as important to you as we thought we were. That the fact that we call you Lao was proof of that.
Lao does not react to that.
Chifley just sort of give it a few moments. And I'm trying to think what else she gave us, because I feel like we went around in circles so much around the he will die bit.
Yeah.
So those are the only two things I personally remember right now. It's amazing what a couple of days will do.
She did tell you about some little bits about the teapot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh
yeah. Now I'm.
Yeah, no, she really did stick on the Lao will die thing, didn't she?
Yeah, quite a bit. I think Chiff will give it that pause after that remark, and then he'll take a sip of his tea and then go. She also gave a small amount of insight about the teapot, though I'm not sure if it's useful to us. She tried to bargain with us when we had ultimately decided that we weren't going to let her go. But she tried to bargain and said, if we let her go, she'll help us escort the teapot back to where it should be. And then that'll be good, and that'll be her payment for freedom. And while she obviously has skills that would be useful in that endeavor, couldn't make that call for you.
That's very... Did you roll an insight?
Sure. It's less good than the last one, but that's a 19.
Okay. With a 19, you can see that whilst he is somewhat paying attention to what you're saying, after what you've said about his name, he's sort of spaced out.
Mm-hmm. I think Chiff will give him another moment and then put a hand on his arm. Are you okay?
Um, I, yes, I'm fine. You got 19. You actually beat the 19 I had for deception earlier. Um, he's not. He's not. He's not fine, and he is. Yeah, he's experiencing many emotions at the minute.
Mm-hmm.
He is a crock pot of emotions. But the one you can kind of get the biggest glean on is guilt.
Okay. All right. I think what Chiff will do is he'll lean in nice and close and not quite enough to like headbutt him or anything, but like really still pressing his shoulder against him. You're not. I know that look. You don't have anything to feel guilty for.
You sound very certain about that.
No. The way I see it is that if you want to be called Lao, then that's fine. If you have another name, a birth name, a special name that only your mothers call you, or that your clan calls you, or whatever, it doesn't matter. You gave us a name to use for you, and so that's you.
I mean, he kind of laughs and runs his hand over and through his curls and tugs on them a little bit. It's, I mean, you're right, but you're not. The name I gave you, like, Lao, is that's fine. That works, and most people would use it. But um, the thing about names, especially in my clan and my culture, are it's a little complicated. Um, and she's not entirely wrong about it either.
That's okay. If you became comfortable enough giving us your other name, then I know you would.
It's not about comfort, Chifley. It's giving someone permission to use that name is a statement. Almost a if you give someone that name outside of the clan, it's a statement of intent of sorts.
Oh my god. I didn't even get anything from Chiff just now. I just got something from the fucking soundtrack.
Um,
And it was a fucking
um,
wedding march.
yeah, I thought so. I had this feeling the minute Lau said this, what that was going to be interpreted as.
I think Chiff will hear that, like the soundtrack change, and you can just see him blush a little bit, and then he's gonna do that. You know how in anime they'll like pat both of their cheeks to try and calm themselves down a bit. And he'd just be like, okay. Is it only in that context?
Now, I'm roll intelligence. Can you put the two and two together? No, he can't.
Oh, Lao never rolls this this kind of thing well. Bless his cotton socks. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's a total of a 5. Like,
My
Lao
guy.
is just blinking blearily at Chifley. I think he preferred with like taking one of Chifley's hands in his and like just holding it and muttering, "Don't hit yourself. I just healed you."
I'm fine. I wasn't. It was just pat. It was just a pat. Really.
Lao squeezes your hand anyway.
Cheerful squeeze back.
Now, what do you mean context? I can give the context, I suppose.
Just gonna sort of pull a little bit of a thinky face. And then he's just gonna take a deep breath in, sigh. I may be reading into this differently than what is true. And the theme changed ever so slightly in the background, which also may be coloring it slightly. But the implication that I came to was that it was romantic in nature.
Lao blinks a couple of times, looks down at your hand, and you see his outline go from like the weird kind of straight edged, like sad smears, the gradual fluffiness as his shoulders start to shake, and he starts to giggle. Chifley, 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 if giving that name to every person outside of the clan was tantamount to a proposal to marriage, oh, we'd have a lot more polyamorous folks at home.
Chief kind of just sort of sighs and he smiles a bit, and he's just sort of with his spare hand just sort of gesturing. It's like, this is why I wanted to clarify, because it feels like they made an assumption as well, not just me. No, that's why I asked. What kind of statement then?
Yes, well, and his fluffiness sort of settles down a little to, instead of like cloud fluff, it's more like just gentle wool.
Mm-hmm.
Where do I start? Well, to give someone, so you have typically you have 3 names, occasionally 4, but that's a subject I'm not going to get into. But for my culture, or at least in the clan, we have 3 names. You have your family name, you have your name for people outside of the clan, and you have your name for people inside of the clan. And now starts to fidget with Chifley Singers. Outside of the clan, I am known as Lao. To people inside, I go by Viz. And for me to ask someone to call me that is to imply that I consider you part of the clan.
Chief does one of those really big kind of, that whole body singular nod. He kind of does that as he's like, and then he sort of pauses. Viz, isn't the...
Yeah, no.
And
Sorry, give me a second.
Yeah. No, that was Viz question mark, and then there's a thinky think.
So, how rolled a 6 on deception? Because the minute you say that, his whole everything just poofs.
I think Jeff will just sort of lose his train of thought entirely.
Lau's whole body poofs and his neck disappears as he just kind of shrinks into a ball of fluff.
Oh, take it you've not been called that name for a while.
No, I haven't. And you shouldn't really call someone that unless you're given permission. But
Sorry.
No, it's fine. And he squeezes your hand. I was sort of I probably should have. I was probably going to ask you anyway to call me that at some point.
Oh no, Jeff is blushing! Like, you know the one that they do in anime where they've got the blush lines on the cheeks, but then, like, the red colour, like, fills them from the neck up? It just goes... He's just sort of done that. Because he's entirely lost his train of thought from what he was going to say. And he's just sort of sitting there looking really bashful.
Just imagine Rabia. Oh no, she can't hear them. Never mind.
No, she can't hear them. We can't even see her head, so she might not even be able to see this.
I'm gonna roll. Let's see if she can observe what's going on.
Oh my god! I really hope she can, just to add to the confusion salad that she must be having right now. Could you see?
Well, that's a 24 in perception.
Fuck! Yeah, no, she can absolutely see this. She just sort of can't hear anything, but she leans over, and Lao is fluffy as all fuck. And Chip is blushing like a turnip. He's so blushing. Like, it's an extreme anime blush right now.
Oh god. Rabia in her head. God, my son's so fucking gay.
Like, she's one to talk. But anyway, oh dear me. I think after a moment, Tiff will just sort of cough ever so slightly, and then just go. The only thing I was thinking was, you kind of already had been giving that name, because hadn't you been saying your full name as Lao Vis Blind?
Well, that's a little different. And now kind of shakes. Becomes not less fluffy, but more formed, more shape. That's a little different. That's partially from what I learned outside of the clan. People tend to introduce themselves with their full names. Admittedly, sometimes they just do their first, but it's more casual. But it's more, uh, it's more not polite, expected, well mannered to introduce yourself in full. And it's not all. It's also not the same as giving permission.
Chip kind of gives a, oh yeah, kind of nod. That makes sense.
And I I was You weren't the only one I was going to ask to call me for that at some point.
He smiles at that. Well, I'm sure that when you do, they'll be happy to.
Yes, it's not a romance based thing. Like I said, it's based on um um it's more seeing someone as one of your own. Doesn't have to be romantic in nature. It could be close friends or just a close bond, I suppose.
He nods and he is smiling. It's this very cute sort of fond smile. And then he just sort of goes, "Is it something you would like for me to only use when we're at home?"
Oh, no, it's not necessarily private. You can call me that whenever you want.
Oh, I, with your permission, would love to.
Well, mm, I actually haven't given you proper permission, have I? I fucked this up. I haven't done this properly. He leans back, lets go of your hand, and scratches his face, his beak. There's usually a sort of not ceremony, but there's a thing you do, and I don't know what it is because I've never done this before. But um, Chifley, you you don't have to use Lao for me anymore. I give you permission to use the name given to me by those closest to me.
And his smile grows and he nods. All right, I will.
Yeah.
Thank you, Whis.
He fluffs up again. Uh, right, yes, okay, fine, good. He claps his hand against his stump. Yes, that's sorted. Lovely. Fine. Okay,
Chiff is going to actually just sort of pay close attention suddenly to Lau's arm and then just sort of breathe in and then go, yeah. You know, it was before we caught her, but she said she didn't have access to your charcoal.
well, I mean, she wouldn't be lying about that. I mean, I can't imagine she'd be lying about that. Unless she managed to convince my mother to send her some, I'm not certain that we would be able to get her hands on any.
Could you not ask her to send some?
I don't. And you see the fluff start to recede a little. It's not. She used to. When I first arrived in Anquil, she used to send me a stick or two when she could, but it's recently not really received any word from her.
And you don't have to roll an insight for it. Chiff has kind of gone a little bit tense and he's frowning in that Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. I really hope that it's not what my brain is giving me kind of way.
Lao reaches back out and takes Chifley's hand, gives it a squeeze.
Chif is sort of looking away, but then he looks up and goes, did I tell you about my family?
He blinks and winks. And I don't remember if we ever did talk about Chifley's family.
I don't think we have.
My brain had a vague discussion. We might have discussed it where in the future he talked about it, and then
I think the only thing Lao might know is about his mum because of the brain parasite.
Yes.
But as for anything else generally, I don't think they had that conversation.
I'm sorry, but the phrase knows about your mum from the brain parasite, that's a hell of a phrase.
Yeah, it sure is.
But yeah. Yeah, possibly. That might possibly be it. I wish I'd taken more notes.
Mood.
Yeah, no, Lao shakes his head slowly. I remember you talked a little about your mother, but otherwise you've not really talked much about your parents.
When my mother was unwell, my father, he left the score to try and make money to maybe get some better treatment for her. And we stopped hearing from him. And if you stopped hearing from your mother, I hope it's not for similar reasons to why we stopped hearing from him.
You feel Lao's hand tense around yours, and squeeze. You feel his outline take on that wiggly sort of wiggly worm kind of outline of unease. I, I, she's probably just busy. She's she is in a leadership position. She doesn't really have a lot of. Maybe she's just been occupied with things. We do tend to things do tend to happen at home. So she's probably fine.
He nods, but he still looks upset. Like, Lao is probably, Viz has probably gotten the distinct impression from Chifley that a lot of the times there are some things there that he just doesn't want to bring up because it's still really painful. And this is one of those things, but like he can tell I'm going to mess up this name so much. Viz can tell.
That's fine. I'd probably forget as well, to be honest.
I've not been given permission. Me, Whis, will still call him Lao for probably a while. But yeah, like, because it is still relative. Like, I mean, it's not as long ago as his mother passing away. like the confirmation that Mitchell had passed was much later than Ainsley passing. And Chif had kind of gone into the, right, I'm parenting, I'm getting a job, I am doing these things, and that was how he did not think about it that much. Like, yes, he absolutely sobbed his guts out after they got told. After he held it together for Missy. Missy sobbed her guts out first, and he did it later. But yeah, the thought of other people going through that kind of thing, oh, he hates it so much.
Oh, man, Lao's so shit at comfort. He doesn't know what to do. He's just gonna like, sit and squeeze his hand and lean against his shoulder.
And he'll squeeze back and lean back, and then just be like, "Sorry, this isn't about me. It just sounded the same."
No, I understand. That's I understand.
Chif will sort of lean his head over so that it's gently touching Lao's, and just be like a tiny little nudge.
Oh,
Oh my god,
Lao,
Chifley, you made me cry, you little bitch. Oh, my nose is running.
the best. No,
Oh, I don't have a hanky either. Oh, that sucks.
I ship you a pack of tissues from across the seas.
Yeah.
They will get there in 10 to 12, 10 to 12 months.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Yeah, no, Lao's my mama, she's not the leader of our clan for no reason. She had to be strong enough to own it, both in mind and body and spirit. She's not an easy woman to incapacitate.
Chif nods and sighs to try and just sort of calm himself down a little bit. I would like to meet her one day. She sounds nice.
I think I'd like you to meet her too.
Just smiles again. It's not that like fire engine immediate blush, but it's a nice gentle one now.
Although, speaking of family members to meet, he pushes himself up a little from Chippen's shoulder. I have asked for an escort back home from someone from my clan. They're a bit of a vagrant, a bit of a wanderer. I'm not sure when they'll get here, but if you're around, you might get to meet them.
I've got every intention of being around. I want, if you're going, I want to come with you.
I that's and he gently like unlinks your hands and draws himself away a little. I can't ask you to do that, Chifley. Your family's here.
Missy will be fine. She's
Mm-hmm.
mostly staying at the Scrambles Castle. And when she's not, she's got Dorian and Cassie and Crystal. She'll be okay. But I want to come with you.
See Lao's outline do lots of things, lots of flexing, spikes and smears and wiggling and fluff all sort of mix into each other and obfuscate his fall. I can't. I know that I don't. You're around inside.
Mm-hmm. Come on, convention dice, you've been doing real well so far. Yeah! That's all we like! It's the same as that first one, that's a 26. Nice.
You're able to probably see he's not comfortable with you separating from your family, clearly. And kind of, you can see he's also happy you're offering. And there's a lot of uncertainty in there. But you also think about how he said he's been chasing Rabia for half of his life, and how offhandedly he's mentioned that um, the phrase "go big or go home" came up, and you get the feeling that him separating you from your family, even if you want to, is kind of the hugest sticking point for him.
Mm.
And you even recall when he was uncomfortable offering you a place if it meant you were away from your sister.
How are you going to phrase this? I think what Chiff will do is he'll smile and he'll offer a hand to Lao, to Viz, if he wants to take it again, and he'll just go, I know that she'll be okay. And she's 10 now. She's growing up. And she's going to want to do more on her own and go on her own adventures and travel and see things. And she won't need me to be part of her party every time. And I can always see her next time.
It's not about going on adventures and having fun. It's about having someone you can come home to. And I know you said she has friends and other family, but you're the one that stepped up when you needed her. You're the one that she's going to turn to when she really needs you. And if I take you away, I can't be the one that takes you away from her. I can't be the reason that you're not there when she needs you.
If she needs me, she'll know how to reach me.
Won't know how to reach you if you're across the fucking continent, Chifley. If you're not even on the continent. There's only so much that toon logic can be applied before you stretch it too thin and it can't be applied anymore.
I know. But I also know that staying in one place just because something might happen isn't always going to be the best course of action either. You're not taking me from her. I'm giving myself to you. I
Give me a
can
second.
not. There was something you said just before there, and I could not hear it.
I said, okay, all right, cool, give me a second.
I know, it's very cute.
Lao's form was indeed like fluctuating a lot, and it seems to have settled on this weird sort of fluffy, putty, like some smidge fluffy putty mixture. He looks like Play-Doh that's been put through the dishwasher.
What a mental image.
Yeah, I'm sure he feels like it as well, to be honest. If he knew what a dishwasher was. Yeah, he slumps further onto the table. His head face down. I can't make you do anything, but it's not. There's another reason I can't ask you to come with me, and this one is more important than just feelings or anything like that, any personal feelings.
What's that?
I I swore a vow that I would bring her home one way or another, and I intend to keep it. I I also I also swore that I would help Buckle, Austin, whoever they are at the minute. I don't know what's going on with them. I know that that needs to be handled. I can't do that right now. I need to do this. If I don't take her home now, she will be gone. Chances like this don't just happen. I'm under no illusion this was some form of great skill on my part. We were fucking lucky. I was very lucky that I had the help I did, that I accomplished this. Oh, um, I need to see that through. But I can't abandon them either. And he lifts his head from the table and he looks up at Chifley. I need to ask a favor of you.
What is it?
He reaches up to the back of Chifley's neck and squeezes. I need you to help me carry out my other promise that I made to them, that I made to Saddle and Austin and Drew. And I can't leave them there, but I can't go with them. I can't leave this unresolved.
What if she was right? What if
Mm,
you...
What?
What if she was right and you taking her back there means that you can never come back here? That we never see you again?
Right. If I take her back, I I don't I don't want to make promises that I can't keep can't keep to anyone. I would like to see you all again, but it's not about what I want. In this very particular instance, it's about what I said and what I swore, and I swore that I would help you both. And I can't do that. I cannot help Austin whilst I am escorting Rabia home. And even if, for some reason, what she says comes to pass, that is something that I have to deal with. Not your burden, but mine.
But we care about you, Vis. We don't...
No, I know you do. You wouldn't be here. You wouldn't have helped me as long as you have if you didn't. But
It doesn't have
I'm
to be
asking you
just
to
your
do.
burden.
But I can't. And he lets go and drops his arms to the table and buries his face in them. I can't, I can't choose both. I can't do both.
If you made an oath, but you would put yourself in danger to fulfill it, could that person not release you from it if they knew?
Chifley, it's not that kind of oath, Chifley. I didn't. I, I did swear it. Yes, I swore it. I swore it with a witness, but I'm not bound by a witness. I swore. He, you see, like, just an inch of his eye peek out as he looks up at you. I swore just more on just myself and not something stupid like honor. I swore on my faith.
Chif will just sort of rub his face with his hand. Right. And I suppose it's not the same if the person you asked to come and help collect were to take her. It has to be you.
It has to be me. The escort is just to make sure that she remains with me duration. And me?
Chif will look up.
I know I keep asking, but would you please do this for me? Would you? I know you want to come with me, but right now I need you to help me keep my promises.
I... Okay. Okay. And
Looks
like
up.
Chif is like he is teared up, but it's like little like frosty ice around his cheeks.
Oh, oh, Lao is gonna reach up and just like wipe them away. Whilst I do this, I need you to go with them. I need you to I need you to help Austin.
He's definitely still in there somewhere. Rabia got him so cranky. His hair went orange. Just a little.
Apparently she did something enough to irritate you to go white, and he pulls on one of your locks.
Chip kind of looks at the braid, which had kind of receded a little bit. Like, he certainly wasn't having negative emotions for some of that. But he sort of looks at the hair in Viz's grip, and then, yeah, I think it's definitely her most potent talent. If we are going to do this and let you go ahead, can you tell me where you're going?
Sorry, could you repeat that for me?
He said, if we're going to do this, can you tell me where you're going?
Lao blinks. Do you not know where? I Grins. Did I never tell you the name of where I came from?
Little shake of the head.
Ah, well, uh, was a bit right. That's I don't actually have a world map or even a map of Faruma on me. Shit.
I want to roll hammer space. Does Chif have one? Let's see. Let us pick from the convention dice a d10. That is a d8. That's not going to help. That is technically percentile, but that'll do the job. Doodly-doo-doo-doo. Ah, it's running away from me. And... oh, fucking course.
What did you get?
That is a fucking one.
Yay!
Okay, cool.
Time.
I've got his... I haven't fumbled with Chifley for ages. Okay, let me just see how whether or not we get a chain or not. So we need a 5 or higher. Oh, that's a 10. Okay. So only the once. And he is going to reach into his pocket and pull out. Let's see. That's a 14. A pair of chopsticks. And he's just sort of going to
Yay.
look at them. And then he's just going to stick them into his braid like they were hair sticks. And
Oh, cute.
because that second roll was a full 10, I'm going to say that he reaches into his pocket and he's pulled out a geography textbook from Missy.
Oh, okay.
How's this?
Now is 5. I suppose that will do. If it's got a map of the world, I presume it will do.
And he flips through and, yep, it's got a nice big Zatori map at the front.
Hey. Me a second. Me bringing up the actual story map. Where are you? Huh. Okay, this is getting too complicated. It won't even let me copy paste. Why are you doing this? At some point I'm gonna have to like show you actually. But at the minute, now it's just gonna point to a place in Furuma that is mountainous. Where even is this on here?
Okay.
Where even is this on here?
Anquel's the very top right.
Very top right. Oh, there's Furuma. Okay. Oh yeah, that's the bit between, and then yeah, Lao points somewhere. One of the whitish regions, like just yeah, one of the whitish regions near the coast. Is like my people have a settlement in a place called Charlton, just here. It might take a while to get there, but we tend to travel via ship more than anything.
Chif looks at it and makes note, and then he'll look up at Lao and then go, as soon as this teapot is where it belongs, I'm gonna come catch up.
I would highly suggest if you do that, do send word beforehand. Or it might not go how you think it will.
I will send a paper airplane ahead and have no expectations. But I want to be there for you if I can. Even if it's meeting you on the way back, on the road somewhere.
Okay. All right. Well, that's that then. I suppose. And he stops, and very, very quickly he launches over the side of his chair, which, by the way, I didn't mention, but he did swap to his office chair.
Mm-hmm.
He is not in his wheelchair. He's left that at the door. He lunges over and wraps his arms around Chifley, around his waist, and squeezes.
Chif will return the hug. It's a good hug. I mean, it's a cold hug, but that's just Chif for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Chif might actually nuzzle the side of Lau's head.
Chifley will get nuzzled back.
Aw. Ah.
Yeah, there will be cuddling for a little bit. Right. Okay then. Right. Okay.
So now you just have to wait.
I just have to wait and keep an eye on her. You look into the front room. You see that Sol is now on their back, just stretched all the way out.
Chif can't help it not like he looks at Sol and he just has to smile. Like, how can anyone be frightened of Sol? Like, for goodness sake.
They're just a baby. They're just a big baby. They're so baby.
I think Chif will actually just sort of mention that. It's like, you know, that's the other thing that we got from her. She's afraid of Sol. And Chif just sort of looks at Sol. He's like, that's weird.
Yes. Terrifying beastie.
Though,
Absolutely horrendous.
to be fair, did you know that they could, I guess shapeshift a bit would be the right term.
Well, I mean, they are a toon that comes with some variation of shape-shifting abilities.
Yeah, it wasn't just squash and stretch, it was... They were silver and sparkly and serpentine, but with wings.
That was gonna roll an insight.
Lau's like, what drugs are you on, Chip? I like this convention dice. It's given me 3 18s on the die for insight, so it's still a 26. Chip is actually getting something good.
Convention dice are nice to chip.
Yeah, convention dice are nice to Chip. I should use them more often. That be a lesson to you, all 3 of Chif's normal dice, being mean to my boy.
They need to be swapped out, I think.
Yeah, seems like it.
Did you say you rolled a 26?
Yeah.
4. Oh, was that for your insight?
Oh, were you wanting to insight Chif, were you?
No, yeah, Lao was running insight on Chifley to see if he was screwing with him.
Right, okay. That's hilarious. They got the same insight on each other. So I think Lau's looked at Chif going, what the fuck? And he's so earnest about it. He's like, yeah? And Chif's looking at him going, yeah, you don't believe me. I know. So Chif's expression is like, I'm not kidding, but I know what it sounds like.
Lao slowly looks back over at Sol, who is just dangling, loose-limbed and noodled. Maybe I should be more cautious about what I feed them. At least what they drink. Knowing them, they've probably drank some sort of weird magical potion.
Well, they did spend a
Or
lot
some
of
strange
time
concoction of...
at the pond near the shrine. They definitely sampled it in a large quantity when we were there, so maybe it was that. And he gives a sort of shrug.
Unless there's some strange, shimmery, snake-like, dragon-like quality to the soundtrack you're not telling me. I hmm. Hmm. Looking at so kind of confused now.
Maybe it's for special occasions. Small shrug.
I'm not sure Soul has the concept of what a party trick is, but well, shrugs. Really knows what's going on in their head.
In any event, it was just as well. We nearly lost her. If not for that.
See Lao's face droop with fondness as they look at Soul. They're they understand what's important. They always pull through when they're needed. And he pushes away from the table and he makes his way back over to where Soul is just absolutely ragdolled and just starts petting them.
Chif will just sort of sip at his tea and watch Lao and Sol very fondly. And he's also thinking. He's like, okay, do I wait until Lao's relative gets here to help? Or should we leave to do this teapot bullshit straight away? He's just sort of sitting there thinking, and he's like, maybe I'll just ask when Lao comes back into the sound zone.
Oh, see, the thing is, silence only lasts for 10 minutes, so he is probably going to have to roll another thing to make sure he casts that thing back up.
Well, given as we've been recording this for an hour and a half, it probably ran out. Like maybe when Chif said last clan name and he went poof, he probably lost concentration anyway.
Oh, that's a very good point. How much is Rabia? Okay, I'm gonna have to make like marks where Rabia has overheard gay shit and other emotional shit. Okay.
But you know,
Yeah, loud.
She can at least get why Chif's being so stubborn about this, because he's in love.
Oh, you stupid gay boy. No, yeah, okay. Lao's gonna recast that, and with a 19, without modifiers, I'd say he does a pretty good job restraining it again. Like he's like it's like putting a glass jar over a bug.
Yeah,
It's what he's doing. And he gives Soul a last pat, moves away, comes back in and says, well, I don't know what you would like to do if you, as you said, it's been a long day for you. If you want to rest up, then, well, he gestures to the door that goes from his kitchen to Chifley's flat.
Well, I was trying to think of what happens next. Whether or not I should wait until your escort gets here so that you've got backup to keep her in appropriate bonds. Or if I should get the others and we head out as soon as we can.
I personally would like you to be rested before you do anything. But That's up to you.
If we were to go
Oh,
before they got here, would you be okay with just you and Saul keeping her in line?
well, I mean, the problem isn't so much. The problem has never really been keeping her. It's been catching her in the first place. Now that she's here, well, she doesn't seem to be putting up too much of a fight. And if she does, and he shoots Chifley a wicked grin, you know that I do have a few other tricks up my sleeve. And he's going to roll. Was it D10 or D12? It's D10 for ham space, isn't it?
Yeah.
10. He reaches into his hammer space and he pulls out a dagger. And then he reaches into his hammer space again. And he pulls out a long stick of dark, spongy looking wood.
Oh, sticky.
Yes.
Chip recognizes that thing.
Uh-huh. You also recognize the bad fucking vibes rolling off of it as Lao just holds it and cuddles it. I'm
Chip
not
is
helpless.
pulling a face. But yeah, okay. I can't say that I would have ever called you helpless. But well, you know her better than I do.
Yes, well, I think I will be fine.
He nods and then looks over at his door and then looks back at Lao and goes, "Would it be okay if I stayed on this side tonight?"
That's that's fine. I I suppose you could take my room, if you don't mind sleeping on. Well, I don't know if Chifley's seen Lao's room before.
Oh, he has. A few times. They had a whole
Okay.
FPS where they ended up sleeping in the nest at the same time. It was very cute.
Oh yeah. It's been over a year.
Yeah, it
Been a
has.
while. Okay, yeah, no, Lao's just gonna. Well, if you don't mind another, feel free to use my bedroom if you'd like.
He nods. He's got every intention of just sort of dozing off against Lao if that happens. But he'll nod.
I mean, Lao's not gonna join him. He's gonna stay out there and keep an eye on Rabia.
Yeah, no, I figured that was the case. But like, if Lao can, if Chif can pull up a seat next to Lao and he could do the like lean.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Okay. The lean. In that case, yeah, Lao's gonna move himself over to the armchair, with his knife and his stick.
Oh dear.
What's Chifley gonna do?
I think it's probably evening by this point, wouldn't you say? Because like they met, like they left in the morning, they had that whole kerfuffle with Rabia, then they had to sit around for 4 hours. So I think
I forgot about that.
I think what Jif will do is he will first of all make a phone call to order in some takeaway food, because then neither of them have to cook anything. And then he will probably also make a phone call to Drew and Subtle to make some plans.
Yippee! I will put that in our group.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How do you want to end the evening?
I think probably maybe Chif will maybe he'll be looking through this geography book, seeing if there's anything that he can figure out about the environment between where they are and where Lao is from, and what the best way to get there would be. And he's also going to, like, in between maybe idle chatter with Lao and eating their takeaway food, think about that teapot vibe that Rabia mentioned, that they kind of had tuned out a little bit, and see whether or not he can figure out where it's pointing. Because that seems like it would be useful. But we don't have to, like, roll for that now. We can always do that later.
I mean, it's not, like, difficult.
Yeah, okay.
If you focus on it enough. Yeah, no, you take time to sort of focus on it, and you feel it tugging north.
Okay.
But that's about as specific a thing as you're getting.
Well, north is pretty good. Like, they are in Toontown, which is on the western side of Ankwell, and north is all still Gisnep, so at the very least they can, like, go as far north as they can and see with how they get on from there. They could even take teleportation circles part of the way, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so I think that's what Chif will be doing. And he's going to have pulled a chair up next to the armchair next to Lao. Yeah, probably does sort of just doze off next to him.
Okay, cool. We'll end it there then. Chifley, you fall asleep next to Bub. Whether you end up waking up in the nest or next to him, I have yet to decide. So, shrug. We can leave it there.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, that was fun. We had all kinds of emotions.
We went everywhere. We had angst, we had sad, we had gay. Yes, my favorite emotion, gay. I think we have both kinds of gay, so yes, I'm correct.
Yeah, yep. That was fun. And now we get to progress the plot somewhat.
Yes, incrementally.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
Oh, yeah.
I suppose we should sign off, hey?
We should. Thank you for listening if you've listened to this. We've also got a little bit of Lao lore. Yippee!
It's fun.
Or Viz lore, I should say.
So here for Viz lore.
Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed. And we will see you whenever we see you.
Enjoy your time zone. Bye.
Enjoy your time. Goodbye.